Hour from now, a showdown in the Sunshine State as LeBron James and the Heat take their 34-14 record to Orlando to face Dwight Howard and the 31-18 Magic. They've split the first two meetings of the season.
It's always special to be an All-Star every year, especially this year, because it was such a tough, not thing to accept, but just it was so tough to find my way. You know, so tough to just get used to my new role and everything, and get used to less shots and get used to different defensive and offensive system. But you know, I always appreciate it. You know, it's a credit to hard work. I go out there, I work hard every day, and I try to produce every time I'm on the court.
The opener of our TNT doubleheader. You'll hear from Marv Albert, the guys, next. Welcome back, y'all. There's Dwayne Wade, who was the MVP of the All-Star game in Dallas last year when he had 28 points on 12 of 16 shooting, and named to his 7th All-Star team last week. The Heat and the Magic tonight.
While most of the country has been digging out from snow and ice, it has been a 65-degree day in Central Florida. The customary sellout crowd that of an 18,000 turning out. It's the 101st consecutive sellout at the new Amway Center in Orlando. The NBA on TNT is presented by the United States Marine Corps. It's LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and the Miami Heat facing Dwight Howard and his Orlando Magic. Game one of our Thursday night doubleheader. It's a matchup of two of the best teams in the East. Miami at 34-14. They're chasing Boston. Orlando in the mix at 31-18. Let's check out the starting lineups. Miami with 3 straight wins. They've won 4 of their last 5. They have the big 3 intact, along with Mike Miller now coming off the bench. As for the Magic, they have been injury hit. They're struggling as of late with Brandon Bass now injured. They'll go with Ryan Anderson at power forward. So it's a front line of Turkoglu with Anderson and Dwight Howard. So the Magic will need even more rebounding help from Dwight, who averages 13 a game. That's second in the NBA to Kevin Love of the T-Wolves. The officiating crew, Bill Spooner, Derek Collins, and Scott Wall. That's Dwight mimicking the work of LeBron James.
Now remember, there was quite a bit of talk between these two teams after the summer free agency period when LeBron James signed here. Otis Smith, the GM of the Magic, his first comment was, "I thought LeBron was more of a competitor than that." And that escalated. Sam Van Gundy and Pat Riley exchanged barbs. LeBron brought that up this week. You see the quote from Otis Smith, and LeBron went out of his way this week after practice to mention the discussion that went back and forth this summer.
You just wanted him to let it go, right? You thought he'd forget it by now.
I don't think anybody's going to forget it.
I don't think so.
A little reminder from LeBron, although these two teams have already played twice, and they split the two matchups. And here is Nelson across the midcourt line, and he fires. An entertaining game, a surprising comeback. 51 points for LeBron James. That's the high this season in the league. He hit his first 11 shots. Thanks to our producer, Scott Cockerill, director Renato Lowe. Again, the final score, Miami 104, Orlando 100. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Mike Fratello, Craig Sager saying so long. Coming up next, the Spurs and the Lakers. We go to Kevin Harlan in L.A.
Champion Brent Barry. Hey, the Geico Caveman and our own Steve Angel. Spitting images of each other.
That guy really looked like that?
No.
Please tell me that's
Chuckster.
Chuck.
Miami and Orlando.
You're better than that.
Miami and Orlando.
Oh, man. Does he look like that for You're better than that.
Chester, come on, dude. Come on. Look at LeBron going crazy in the first quarter.
Herman Munster really looked like that.
Shoulder pads and all.
You saw LeBron with 23 in the first quarter. Dwight Howard had 10 in the first.
That guy really looked like that.
No, it's called makeup, Charles.
You know, he thought those NBA commercials was fake. Remember last week he thought that Durant commercial was fake. He said, who was that talking to Durant? How did he know he was going to be playing in OKC in 5 years?
Meantime, back at the Miami-Orlando game, Dwayne Wade goes down hard.
We don't mean to ignore you. We just don't
Dwight Howard. All right, we'll talk about that after the highlight. And Dwayne.
Oh, but Dwayne Wade started to develop Vince Carter disease.
Well, he came back, however, into this game.
He gets shot once again.
Here he comes back.
Here he comes. He gets shot. Hey, Vince, you know I love you. Vince gets shot once again.
They're up 23, and here come the Magic.
Oh, here comes the Magic, Chuck.
Hey, 21-4 run.
I was impressed with the Heat tonight.
Way to try to bring it back, Chuck. LeBron makes it 97-88. Orlando is not done.
I know what LeBron's thinking on these free throws. Dude's going to get shot once again.
50,
How did I come to Miami and still get killed?
There's 51 for LeBron.
He's killed Kenny in that TV show.
Nelson for 3, and then the ball off of LeBron.
That's a great call. Okay.
So they got a chance to tie after being down 23.
After being down
7.5
Come on, bring it back
left.
home. Bring it back home, Ernie. But nothing happened.
No, Ryan Anderson cannot connect. Valiant comeback by the Magic, but it falls short. The Geico caveman.
I'm just asking a question, man. You think that's makeup?
With the glass. I'm like 52% sure of that, Charles.
Look at his hands, Chuck. You think it was real?
Miami wins at 104 to 100.
Peter Pan is real.
After the game, Craig Sager with the guy who scored 51, the NBA season high, LeBron James.
Well, thanks, EJ. LeBron James said before the game, well, you can't say it's any old game because it's not. 51 points in a game that you led by 23 but went down to one last shot. How do you describe what happened?
We played 42 minutes of great basketball. The last 6 minutes, we let our guard down. You can't do that against an experienced team, a team that can shoot the ball as well as they did. And, we're happy with the win, but we're not satisfied with the way we finished the game.
Why did you say it's not any old game?
It's a division opponent, and you want to play well against your division. At the same time, you want to play well on the road, and it's just not any old game. It's definitely a state team too, trying to figure out who's the best in the state of Florida. But at the same time, we did a good job of just coming in here and getting a win.
You talked about the criticism you got when you signed with Miami, particularly from Otis Smith, the director of basketball operations. Were you sending him a statement? Anything you'd like to say to him now?
Nah, man. I come out here and let my game do the talking. And I was excited that we was able to, play 42 great minutes of basketball, and we're still able to get a win.
You said 42 great minutes. Dwayne Wade was back in the locker room with a lower back contusion. He didn't have to come back out, but he did. What have you learned about Dwayne Wade that maybe you didn't know about him before you signed him?
I already know he's a tough guy. He's played through injuries a lot through his whole career, and he knew how important this game was. The first game of our road trip, and it was good to see him come back out there, even though with a stiff back.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to you, EJ.
All right, thank you very much, Segs. Games of 50 with 10 rebounds and 8+ assists. LeBron joins MJ, Kobe, and D. Wade. That was his 9th 50-point game of his career, all of them on the road. So that's Steve Angel, one of the great photographers in sports, screen right, and that's the Geico caveman.